Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome to episode 12 of my Factorio 2.0 guide. So in the last video, we set up a second smelting column for iron, and we set up the second part of the what do we call it, the shopping mall. So in this episode, we will be adding a second smelter for coal, sorry, copper, which we're going to go do right now, and then set up the third section of the mall. So this is part 3 of 4 for the mall. So we're just going to slam this down real quick, and I'm going to get rid of the car. Where did the car? No. I don't want to accidentally remove the blueprints. We just happen to have exactly enough smelters to fill this out, so... And as a reminder, we're using red belt, and this is really only enough to fill half, but that's okay. We don't need super production on these right now. As long as we're crafting something, as long as we're, something is being created in the mall, then that is good enough. Also, kind of the downside of this, I don't know if I'm going to split. You know what? We're going to split this. Because this is kind of only using half. So for now, we're just going to do it like, whoops. We're going to do it like this. And then once we upgrade to steel, we will remove this and bring in these belts. We have lots being crafted. We have red belts being crafted in the mall now, and we have red belts being crafted, and we have red belts being crafted in the starter base that we made. And yeah, so like I said, once we upgrade to steel, which will actually, maybe we might even start the process this episode. So our smelting will effectively double soon, thanks to the steel smelters. And we did do that, right? Yes, we did. Okay, perfect. So, these last 2 episodes, well, 3 including this one, and the next episode are largely just gonna be like, we just gotta set the things up and fill in. Oh no, why do some of these, it doesn't matter, we'll just manually put them in. It's like there's that many of them. There's only like 10 or something per that's why. It's because they should kind of technically be... Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so there's... That was odd. That should have connected there. Okay, whatever. Yay, copper number 2 set up. Alright, and then our lane balancer here. And that is copper number 2. Whoops. And we already have the splitter set up, so we can just run this right through. And wherever they are needed, they will happily enjoy being placed on the belts. Okay, so let's move other stuff up. We're gonna need, oh, you know what? We're gonna need stone brick too. Stone and stone brick. So we need to move pretty much everything up. So let's just take the time to do that. Normally by this point I would have taken the time to I don't like wasting belts that we're not using yet. I would have taken the time to just move the bus up. We will, if we have time, we will do that. Hopefully, unlike last episode, we will not get attacked by biters. So let's get the stone brick down. Stone brick is active and moving, so we don't have to assemble it. And the stone is just simply, can we get enough belts to get it past this point? 130, that might get us to the stone. On our way to the starter base to go get some more. Alright, just enough, 33 left. We don't need the car. It's just right here. And because we got the last round from the other side, I'm guessing that this is just a slab full and we can just take the whole 1600. Yay. Inserters, we will need, we're gonna need more inserters and assembling machines. And again, we can take them from the other side, but for now, we're just going to stock up on what we know we need. We're gonna need more steel chests. So let's go down and do a swoop of steel before we continue on. So we're gonna get on the steel, and we don't need to take them off the belt. We can actually just take them right out of the assemblers. So let's 30 something should be fine. Maybe a bit more, because we'll need some for sure. Right, we need the stone brick as well. Which one of those is set up? So we do need to activate that, and then the stone brick can just come. No! Oh my gosh. Alright. If at first you don't succeed, try again. If at first you do succeed, try not to look too surprised. Okay, so that should have been, okay, so we dragged that all the way down. We are not going to need anything else at the moment. We will eventually need red circuits, which will end up going here and here. So we're gonna have two sections for red circuits, and they're gonna be very, very long. These are the longest sections that, the red circuits are the longest that we have. Okay, so we need 3. And the 4th is where we create, because we are pushing these out. And we'll just do 5 and get our distance as we have the last few times, and power poles. So if you've been watching the last few episodes, this will look extremely familiar. And then we're going to copy, and so that's 5, that's 9, and that's 13. Okay. Because it is the same size as the other one. We need 13 length, and we have 13 here. Perfect. So just like before, we're just going to copy and paste these in. There's no point in manually doing it if I can just do this and talk at the same time. One thing to note is that this is not going on an interior belt like these guys did, where we do like this. Those are for themselves, and they are right next to the pipe, so they can just feed directly into the pipe via a long inserter or a chest setup similar to like what we have here. Insert it into chest into insert it into the next machine. However you do it is largely up to you. Which way am I going to do it? I don't really know yet. I haven't quite decided. So let's get these placed, and then we will start copying and pasting everything else over. I guess we can do a round of this on the way back. Okay, so we did set up our parameters last time, but we do not need to go all the way out. We just need to go to here. You know what? I probably should have centered this a little bit better, but in general, if we have to go farther out... Oh, no. I do have to get this... Oh, I have to get this out farther. Okay, that sucks. It is going to have to be more centered because we're going to need 2 lines over here and 2 lines on the other side. Crap, I forgot. My bad, I'm sorry. I'll just deconstruct. No, I'm going to cut. I'll just cut all of this, and then whatever we need to remove, we'll remove. And then we can punch that back down real quick. Oh my gosh, I can't believe every time I do this, I always forget that side needs 2 belts. But whatever. So the inside belt, the belt that's closest to us, is going to be copper and steel. and the outside belt will be for stone and stone brick. A lot of times it's just better to keep like with like. Okay, let's line these up like that. Okay, we're good. Got it. Auto's allowed to make a couple of mistakes every now and then, right? And don't forget, if you have any questions, please feel free to... Does this work if I go in the... Oh, it does. That is sick. Okay. Never tried it before. Just remember, if you have any comments or questions, just please leave a comment. So these are going... these are going to do the exact same thing as what we've done before. We are going to try to weave these in like we did on the other side. You can see the splitters coming off and undergrounds around it. So this one is largely focused on anything that needs to be crafted with pipes, which is surprisingly a lot. And then we just kind of, because a lot of the train stuff is here, let's just take a look. So we have 3 pipes in the middle. We have gears here and gears here. This one is largely just here to have these two creating something for us. The stone furnaces, we don't need any more of these. We will not use them anymore, but they are needed to craft the boilers. We could technically say like craft 10 because it will be crafting 10, and then just like set a limit of 10. So if it, you know, once it makes more boiler, anyways, we will have more than enough stone furnaces once we start making steel furnaces, because the steel furnaces will just replace the stone furnaces, and then we have to have somewhere to put them. So we're gonna have several hundred of these that will then be converted into boilers, but we won't even use that many boilers, so technically we could just destroy the stone furnaces. Doesn't really matter. Anyways, so we have the gears. Let's go furnace, steel furnace, electric furnace. Oh, I can't wait for those. Boiler, pump, and the pump needs an engine. So because the engine is here, we're gonna have trains here, which also need engines, and I didn't really have anything else to put, so flamethrower it is. You know what, now that I think about it, in one of the last playthroughs that I did actually make... Okay, so let me just do this. I had a section like this where I had product come down farther, and I had this, and I set these up. So let's see what this needs. This needs gears, iron, and copper. We have access to the copper here. The gear we can just bring down, and this we can bring over like this. All right, see, I almost forgot something. And we're just gonna follow our rule of the one on the far left goes north. We could have literally placed this anywhere else, but we're just gonna do that like that for now. And we're gonna enable if the gun turrets are less than 50. We'll just do a stack. We won't use this many. Like I said, I tend to be proactive with my biter killing, and we are playing without expansion right now anyway, so they will not be expanding, and so it will not be a problem. We do not have to set up a defensive structure. If you want to, that's okay. So one of the things about defenses is there's no real play, like batteries aren't used for much, and the only thing that we could or should want on a bus is let's see if it's nearby. I think it's kind of close. We're not that far away from it. So after batteries, laser turrets. So this is something that we probably should automate. We might end up just like tacking it on to the front of the mall because it would be nice to have something just in case. As a matter of fact, whenever I'm playing the DLC, it is nice to have these and have the ability to get the boss to place them anywhere that has power to take on some biters, and do that remotely. So to do that, we have to have storage for them. So I might it needs steel. So this section is going to have steel, and this section already has steel. So I guess in theory it would make sense to lop this thing like up here or up here, and then just drag in a single battery. But anyways, moving right along. So we're at, as we get down to continue on with this, let's just fill some of these in. I really got to start aiming better. A lot of times the problem with that is you're either like zoomed in, because that's how, you know, if you're zoomed out, your mouse is covering more tiles at a time. So maybe you just, I don't know. Anyways. Until these guys stop blinking at us, how about we get some power to them? What? Abracadabra power to them. Alright, there we go. So, okay, where were we? We need an offshore, we need steam engines for the boilers. We need an offshore pump for these as well. We got the flamethrower. So, train, we need the cargo wagon and the fuel wagon. They do not need, like these, I'm not naming these because of the ingredients. The engine's the only thing coming out of here, and the sticks, and then this stuff up here. These are the only ingredients that are used to craft stuff, except for these, which I mentioned in the video, the last video, that rails are used to make elevated rails, I believe, or one of the. I don't think it's the ramp. I think they both need concrete, which we will be dealing with in the next episode. But the fluid wagons do need a fluid tank, and this is another one of those items that I went to go limit the amount that was in there, and I either forgot or missed it or messed up or something, and ended up crafting like an entire inventory of them. And if you've ever played Factorio before, you know that these fluid storage tanks, if you have an entire inventory or an entire 48 slot, say, steel chest full of these things, that's more than you will probably ever play in all of the Factorio games you will ever play. Yeah, it was a lot, and that was really bad. I should have been more careful. Anyways, so this is all train stuff, signals for trains, which we will get into around episode 30 is when we really need to start pushing trains. Pump jack, we will need to make some of these ASAP, and I think right when we make these, we're going to run over and place one on the oil fields that we will be using, because this is another one of those like weird unlocks where, similar to the very first stuff in the game, you actually have to mine the oil before you can even start crafting any of these, which is the oil refinery and the chemical plant, which is kind of odd, but whatever. So moving along, we're gonna have hazard concrete and refined hazard concrete. I personally don't use a lot of these. I personally don't use a lot of concrete in general, but you know what? We're gonna automate it, and that's gonna be that. So a lot of this stuff is the nuclear power stuff. So these are the nuclear reactors, the steam turbines, heat exchangers, and heat pipes. And this is a centrifuge that we use to kind of process the uranium. So that will all have its own video as well. We got the train stuff, train stations, and this is good to start setting up pipes, or setting up our incoming materials. Alright, so let's just map this out real quick. So the copper and the steel is going to be here. The stone, brick, and stone is going to be here. Oops, these are always on the outside, which leaves this lowly guy here. You can kind of see a trend. We kind of place similar, like things with like. And yes, these three belts here, these two and this one, are the exact same thing as over here, but we are crafting completely different things. So, we are going to need to get, let's see. What is going on? Hold on 1 second. I thought I took a picture of this stuff. It doesn't matter. That must mean it's not overly complicated, and we can figure it out anyways. So we need iron coming in all the way to here because this guy needs iron and all of these need iron. So let's just put in the things that need iron, which is everything. I suppose we can give these guys doubled. And then this is not going in. So that's pipes on both sides and gears on both sides. Like that. I suppose we can do this. Like, it's not really necessary. And then this guy will get a chest and this guy will get a chest. We'll come back to that. Oh, right, and a power pole up here if you have storage for them. Okay, so these guys need iron as well. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Again, I suppose we can... the stone furnace doesn't need anything except for stone. Boom. And stone is going to be on this outside layer. The stone... you know what? We'll do the chest thing. So let's say that this enable if... I just really don't want to make any more of these. Enable if stone furnace is less than 5, whatever. What's the craft time? 1.5 per second. Craft time is 0.5 seconds. These guys craft 0.5 seconds. So these are an even amount. Anyways, oh, and this is one of those rare situations where the input for, or the output for this guy is going to be here, which means that the output for the steam engines has to be here. So there's that. Anyways, so does this one needs pipe, so this one doesn't even need pipe and stone furnace, which we did cap. All right. This one needs pipe and gears and iron, like that. We'll come back and do all the advanced stuff later. So this guy needs steel and stone bricks. Was there anything else? This one needs steel. This needs steel, this needs steel, this needs steel. So we need a steel line coming in all the way, and steel is here with copper. So that's going to be this, 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 and this. This guy is, oh, just gears and pipes. So that works out great. What else does this guy need? Stone bricks. We're going to get a red inserter, long-handed inserter, so he can grab from this belt here, and that's all he needs except for an output. We got steel, we got engine, so this needs this, like that, and what else? Pipe. So pipes are going to be on both sides, so we'll do that, and we already set this one up. Okay, steel furnace needs steel coming here, needs red, so this is gonna have to come all the way. Red circuits. Oh my gosh, I do that so often. Okay, what else do we need? Oh, all right. This guy does not need. Okay, so this is the only one that needed red. Whatchamacallit? Circuits, red circuits. I've been playing this game for so long. I don't know why I have such a hard time with remembering the names of things. I don't. I know the names of all of them, but you know what I mean. Engine needs from here and here, and it's got the steel that it needs. This needed steel, which is getting here. Gears coming from here, pipes coming from here, and a long-handed inserter for this. Oil refinery. We need steel. These all also need steel, so we will just be doing that for sure. So it needs steel, it needs gears and pipe, and it needs green circuits coming from here. train is going to need engines, it's going to need green circuits, and it's going to need steel. Nope. There. Okay, this one needs steel. I think this is the only thing in the line that needs iron. So the iron here, it will just take right off the line. And it needs gears. Iron, steel, and gears. Okay, so that's good. This needs steel. This needs gears. This needs green circuits, which it will get from here, and pipe, which it will get from here. All right, let's get the green circuits in. Oof. All right. This one needs steel. This one needs gears. It needs pipes, and it needs. We're gonna do the chest thing again. Similar situation where if you have the DLC, the stack size is 50. We will never use more than, I don't know, let's say 10 to 20 in this game, and the one that we're playing in the base version. So we're gonna enable if fluid storage is less than 10. And then this guy can feed endlessly off of that. So that's everything for that guy. This one also needs iron off the line, and it's the only one, and it needs steel coming in from above it. Oof, we're just blasting through this. Okay, so green circuits, which is coming from here. This one also needs green circuits, and this one also needs green circuits. Let's see. A lot of these need iron, so the iron, is this the last one? Nothing else needs iron. And I don't remember what the elevated rails need, but I'm pretty sure it's not iron. So this is our last iron line, and it is going to stop there. So all of these need iron. Iron. The sticks need iron. That needs iron. That needs iron. So these are complete. This one needs steel. This needs steel. So we can take right off the line for these two. This one needs gears and pipes, which are coming out of here. Perfect. This one needs steel, which is here, and sticks and stone. So we're actually going to put 2 inserters down, and this is the end of the line for the stone and the stone brick. So nothing else here needs that. So we're down to 1 lane there. The sticks are good. They're getting iron off of this. This is getting iron. It needs steel. So following our rule, if it comes into the middle, it does not need to come off the side. So we need to give that one steel again and give this one steel. Okay, sticks. We know where that's going to go. Iron is coming out of the top, and because this is now coming out of here, it's going to go north into a box there. Okay, so we're going to hold off on a lot of these. We will deal with these in the next episode because we're going to have some special stuffs happening there. Alright, so we need to put in the chests. We'll just run to the top and do the chests. That needs this. That there. Left, north. This is gonna have to go north here for this. Doesn't need one, and there for the steel. This is going this way, this is going this way, and this one is in here. Oh, and did we do the ones up here? We did. Alright, we did not limit them though. So let's start at the top and connect these. So just like before, we're going to enable if the underground pipe is less than 100. That's 2 stacks. This one we're going to enable if pipe is less than 100. That's 1 stack. So I usually try to keep 100 of both of these on me. We did stone furnace 5. Boilers. Okay, so this is kind of... We're going to do something a little special here. So we only need to upgrade these one more time. It's not terrible to have them, like, just in case. But we need another 30 of these and another 60 of these. So that's what we're going to enable. Boiler to 30. And this one, enable if steam engine is less than 60. So once we craft these, we're going to expand the power up here. So we're going to just branch off a second section here. And then at that point, we will move, we will branch off like a splitter from here and drag some coal back to add to this line. Yeah. So that was limited. This one was limited. Why did I not put chest down for these guys? This is also kind of a special situation. We're going to enable if steel furnace is less than, I don't know, let's start with 300. Once we start upgrading, like, we have to upgrade all of these. How many stone furnaces do we have? 516. Oh, did that actually cop? Oh, no. Anyways, so 300 is fine. Same thing with these guys. So this one stacks to 20 and this one stacks to 50. We are only going to enable this if pump is less than 20. Same thing, we will not use a lot of these, but if you have the DLC, you probably want to make at least a full stack for the rockets, and you will use these on other planets. So offshore pump, same thing. We're not going to use a lot of these, but we're going to enable if offshore pump is less than... We're going to do 5 in this episode, but in DLC you would probably do 20. Steel furnace. Let's just do this one first. With all military stuff, you're pretty much going to enable if flamethrower is less than 50. And steel furnace, when we need a lot of these, we need a lot of these. As a matter of fact, when we start stamping down blueprints, we are going to need 192 at a time to start with. If we do smelting columns purely based on purely based on red belts. I am leaning towards we're not going to be setting these up for red belts, even though we are going to have red belts whenever we start setting up blueprints for using electric furnaces. We're going to set them up as if we had blue belts. I'm just going to, you know what, we're just going to do it. And I think that you might thank me for that later. Just because I really like the idea of future-proofing. The last job that I had 10 years ago, 20 years ago, wow. Was it even that long? It wasn't even 20 years ago. Let's say 15 to 20 years ago, the last job that I had. I used to deliver furniture, and when we would rearrange the furniture store, it was always, don't move anything any more than you have to. Like, it would be ideal if you took it and moved it to wherever its destination is. And, you know, same thing. Like, I don't want to deal with blueprints if, like, tearing them down and rebuilding them just for a little bit of extra efficiency, if I could have just built it for longevity from the start. So I'm going to be setting up blueprints that are at least initially capable of handling a full blue belt, even though we will be using red belts. So in that, I'm going to not be doing, let me do some math real quick. We would normally be using 48 times 4 is 192, just what I said, and 72 times 4 is 288. Wow. So enable if Electric furnace is less than 300. It's crazy. That's so many. I don't even know how many. 10 steel per 10 stone brick. Wow. So we did that one. Military is as 10 times. Oil refinery is easy because you will only ever use 10 at a time. So let's just limit that to 10. I mean, you could make an argument for having more, but really it's not necessary. With trains, once we start setting up trains, like initially we're not going to need that many, but at some point we will absolutely need many. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do we're going to do 10. No, I mean, we'll just do 5. Like, they craft pretty fast. Like, what's the craft time? Craft time is 4 seconds. That's really not that bad. And honestly, you know what, actually, we'd be waiting forever on the engines because the engines take 10 seconds to craft. You know what? All right, let's bump this up. We're gonna do 20. Just so that we have them. That's 4 stacks, 5 per stack. So whatever you do with this one, you want to do times 4 with this one. Typically, when you're doing trains, your trains are gonna have at minimum 1 train and 1 cargo, but at most you're gonna have 1 train and 4 let's say 4 cargo per train. So if you wanted like massive trains, you would still need 4 and 1 for your ratio. So we're gonna set this to 80. That's so many. These things just suck steel right out. Look at that, 20 steel, 20 iron, and 10 iron gear, which is basically 20 plate. Wow. Okay, moving right along. Chemical plants, liquid wagons. Chemical plants, I think one of the biggest builds we make is like 24. So let's just be on the safe side. Let's set this to enable if chemical plant is less than 30. Fluid wagon, we don't use many of these, if any. We're gonna set this low. We're gonna say enable if fluid wagon is, let's just say 8. I would never make more than 2 of these at a time, ever. So let's just set that to 8. And then did we set this? Yes, we did. All right, moving along. Pump jacks are easy. So let's just take a look real quick. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in this area. We've got 5 in this area. 2, 4, 6, 8 in this area. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 here. So we're probably not going to use any more than, we'll just call it 10. Just an even 10. Enable if pump jack is less than 10. The signals are very easy. They are a stack of 50. They craft super fast, 0.5 seconds. So we're just gonna enable if rail signal is less than 50. And the other one, enable if chain rail signal, a rail chain signal is less than 50. We do not have inserter down. Connect that. Rails, we are going to enable if rails are less than 2,000. Like, honestly, when you need these, you need them. And you just get the stone out of the way, honestly. Train stations, if we're gonna do 20 trains, we don't need 20 train stations. These craft 0.5 seconds. The hard part is the iron sticks. These create 3 per second. This can't move that fast anyways. It crafts decently fast. So let's just say enable if train station, we'll just do 5. Enable if train station is less than 5. And like I said, this stuff we will take care of in the next video. So that puts us at 39 minutes. I originally thought that this episode was going to take closer to an hour. Alright, so let's kind of set up for the next one like we did last time. So we're going to put this here. This build once we do this in the next episode is, oh, no, 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 no. We can't finish yet. We forgot to set them up. I always forget to set them, to hook them up. So let's do the easy. This, nope. No. Why did these not line up? Oh, I just put them out too far. Okay, you know what? This video's been long enough. The next one's not gonna be that bad, so we will hook this up tomorrow, but you know how these work. You've seen this a couple times. Okay, so that is gonna be it for this video, and thanks for watching.